Welcome everyone, geometry students, algebra students, whoever it is, welcome to West Explains Best. Today we're doing a geometry topic called corresponding parts. This is in chapter 4, we're talking about triangle congruence. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you're following along with your notes, maybe fill in what Snoopy's thinking. What is he thinking today? Maybe he's thinking Happy Friday. Maybe he's thinking, why am I here? Maybe he's contemplating existence. I don't know. Whatever it is, go ahead and fill that in. Let's look at example 1. Are these two triangles congruent? So in this video, we are going to break down a common misconception when it comes to triangle congruence. Part 2 will be the follow-up of this. So let's go ahead and contemplate this situation, which is we have this angle here. Let me highlight this. We have this angle, okay, and it matches this angle. I don't like my marker. Give me a second. There. We have this angle, and it matches up with this angle, okay? So that's an angle. We have this side, matches up with this side, okay, side. And we have this side, matches up with this side. So you would think, oh, this is congruent, okay? If we start at one of the endpoints, this one's clearly not the endpoint because it has a given next to it, okay? It's not the next angle, but it is the next side. Whereas this one is one of the end letters because there's no angle and no side next to it. So let's go ahead and start this S. We'll go around this way. So we have S, S, and then the last letter is A. So this is SSA. Well, that doesn't match any of the rules we followed and the postulates we followed so far. So is this a postulate for congruence? Well, we've learned ASA, we've learned AAS, we've learned SAS, we've learned SSS. So naturally, many people would assume, oh, SSA has got to be one. But let's take a look. So I've drawn the framework here of the given angle, green, the given side in red here, okay? And now I'm going to draw the purple side here, okay? So I'm going to draw the purple side. Oops, I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. Let's go here. So here's my purple side. And it's going to look something, whoops. Yeah, that will work. It's going to look something like that. Now, I extended this, this blue line, okay? But you get the idea that I created this triangle from the three given sides, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same length, okay? I'm going to do my best to keep it the same length. It's a little tough with this particular program, but actually I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just rotate this. This is keeping it the same. Well, no, I kind of failed. So it's hard for me to keep it the same length, but I'm going to try to keep it the same length, okay? So it was here before, okay? I'm going to try to keep it the same length as I move it across. So obviously I don't have a triangle. I don't have a triangle. I don't have a triangle. All right. I have a triangle. Now, what does this mean? Well, I kept this the same length as I did before, and all I did was swing it. And you're like, whoa, can you swing it around like that? Well, guess what? It doesn't tell us that this angle is a given. We don't know anything about this angle. It could be that. It could be smaller. It could be bigger. But the point is, only given that this side needs to be fixed, this red side, only given that this purple side needs to be fixed, and only given that this green angle needs to be fixed, there's two different triangles we can create. We can create this one, or we can create, darn it, or we can create this one. It's the same length. Or seemingly, I think that this one's a little bit longer. Let me make it a little bit more exact. There, that's better. It's the same length, and yet it creates two triangles. It creates, let me use different colors here. It creates this orange one here, and it creates this yellow one here. So if we are given a side, and an angle, there's two different possibilities. So the question is, which one would it be? And that is why this is not a congruence postulate. Okay? Angle, side, or side, angle. Oops, let me change this. I'm actually going to write it. Okay, now don't go tell your mom that I'm writing swear words in these notes. I'm just writing angle, side, or side, angle. The reason, this is exactly what I showed earlier. If we have these three givens, angle, a side, and a side, there's two different possibilities. So which one is it? That's why it's not congruent. It's not enough information. We need more information, either another angle, another side. So this is not congruent. Remember, if you spell a bad word, spell a bad word with the givens, okay, it's not congruent. So there you go. Angle side is not a congruence. Oops, I messed this one up. It's not SAA, it's SSA. Sorry, you guys probably saw that, but then you realized that. I'm going to fix it later, okay? So that's my part 1 of this video, just to kind of explain why SSA, ASS is not a congruence postulate. Stay tuned for part 2. We're going to talk about some proofs and corresponding parts of congruent triangles, which will be next. Stay tuned.